Hello guys, it's Master 2.0 here, bringing you back with a video. It has been months since I've uploaded at all, but now, for real this time, hopefully I can actually get back into YouTube again. And I'm starting off today with a vid on Jiraiya, the Toad Sage from, of course, the show Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. Now, the discussion that I'm gonna have for today is based off of not how strong Jiraiya is in general, but how strong he is in comparison to Itachi and Kisame from the Akatsuki. Now, a lot of people have come across this argument, and a lot of people have said various different things, and I'm gonna pretty much break this down in various different scenarios. Whether Itachi is healthy or not isn't really the case, because he wasn't really sick. It didn't show any signs of being sick until he got to Shippuden. So when I assume that he didn't get the sickness until right around the time skip between Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. So if that's the case, which I am assuming, then I would say that Itachi was healthy when he actually showed up with Kisame. Now, let's just say if he's not healthy, it's not going to change that much, because his health only affects his stamina, and it didn't really affect his body much until it got towards the end of his life cycle, when he had his final battle with Sasuke. Now, with that being said, when he showed up to the village along with Kisame, they had conversations on basically Jiraiya. It was pretty much implied, and it was pretty much very vague. They didn't actually say his name, but it was pretty sure that they were talking about Jiraiya, because they're talking about one specific ninja who could actually stand up to them and quite possibly, more than likely, defeat both of them if they came across them. Because during that time, the third Hokage was dead, and all of the High Jonin in the village were getting absolutely wrecked by Itachi and Kisame. I'm talking about Asuma, Kurenai, who's the strongest Genjutsu user in the village at the time. Asuma, who's the son of the third Hokage, and even Kakashi Hatake, who ended up being a future Hokage, got completely owned by Itachi. So that honestly means that Jiraiya, and maybe even Guy, but we're pretty sure it's Jiraiya, were the only two left that were a threat. So basically what the argument presents is that on Itachi and Kisame's side, they have this argument saying that Itachi ran away from Jiraiya during their battle because he basically thought that, hey, this is a good guy, I don't want to kill this guy, I don't want to fight him. And that's honestly backwards thinking, because if he was actually running away because he thought that, hey, I don't want to actually fight or hurt Jiraiya, then he would have done the same with Kakashi, because he knows that Kakashi is a genuine guy. But instead he decides to put him in the hospital for over a week. So that argument is automatically debunked. There's no way in hell that Itachi would actually go back and think that, hey, this guy's a genuine guy. I might be a good guy, but no, this guy specifically, he does not deserve to get, put in a hospital for a week. The actual thing is that he couldn't, because I actually have a theory that suggests that Itachi didn't have the Yata mirror or the Totsuka blade during this time, and this makes perfect sense now. When it comes to context and how you look at it, if Itachi doesn't have his most broken abilities, then how is he going to defeat Jiraiya? You could say that he could beat him with the Tsukiyomi, but that's not going to do anything, because Jiraiya's Sage Mode requires him to have both his two toads along with him that could just automatically wake him out the Genjutsu. And Jiraiya's Sage Mode is so powerful that his Super Ultimate Big Ball Rasengan could actually curve a mountain, which automatically means he could probably break through the Susanoo. So with that being said, assuming that Itachi didn't have the Yata mirror of the Totsuka blade during that time, I'm pretty sure that if they fought, that Jiraiya would actually come out on top. He has years and years of experience on Itachi, and I'm pretty sure that Jiraiya would beat Kisame as well. But the question here still remains, would Jiraiya be able to defeat both Itachi and Kisame at the same time? And it honestly depends on how the fight actually goes. I honestly think that he probably can't, because he is taking on two mid to high Kage level ninja at the same time. Jiraiya himself is a high Kage level tier ninja, don't forget that. But he's taking on two at the same time. They're both S rank ninjas that he has to face off against. And even if he does have his two toads with him, if he does go into Sage Mode during the battle, it could actually go their way still. Now, like I said, I do think it could go either way if he is fighting both of them, because a lot of people like to sleep on Jiraiya and what he can do. And honestly, if he doesn't use his summonings, then he probably would lose the fight. But if he does use his summonings, because we've seen him use up to 3 all at once, I believe. Or is that Naruto? No, well, he has multiple summonings. He has the ones that he used against Pain, and he has his main summoning that he could use, Gamabunta, that he used against Manda, who was at the time held as the strongest summoning out there. Him and I think it was Monkey King Enma by the 3rd Hokage were the 2 strongest summonings we saw, and Gamabunta was able to hold his own against him. So with that being said, that would mean that if he summoned all of them, Itachi, even if he had a Susanoo, would have an extremely hard time, because first off, Gamabunta is already tailed beast level since he went toe-to-toe with the Shukaku. So that would automatically means that Itachi and Kisame will have a hard time facing off against them, and yet alone 2 other frogs that Jiraiya could possibly summon and go into Sage Mode in. So it all depends on how the fight goes. If Jiraiya doesn't enter Sage Mode, he probably could kill Kisame, but I honestly doubt, with, like at the very bottom of my heart, that he could actually defeat Itachi without Sage Mode. If he does go into Sage Mode, and he does play it smart and use the 3 summonings to distract or to keep Itachi and Kisame at bay, and he enters Sage Mode, I think that he actually would be able to beat both of them, honestly, at this point in time. Now, in one-on-one situations, let's just say that Itachi and Kisame, let's just say they split up or something, and Itachi had to face off against Jiraiya one-on-one. I honestly think that Jiraiya would still come out on top, because a lot of people, what they will say with Sage Mode is that, oh well, Jiraiya he's using an imperfect version of Sage Mode, when in reality, that doesn't mean that he's weaker, it just means that he has Toad-like traits. We've seen that his Sage Mode is at times superior to even Naruto's, because at the time, Naruto couldn't make Super Ultimate Big Ball Rasengan, and Jiraiya casually did it. So with that being said, that argument is also invalid, because Sage Mode is still going to boost him tremendously. He just didn't master it to the point where he wouldn't have any more frog-like traits. Now, since that's the case, all of his stats are going to be boosted heavily, and I mean heavily. His stats will make him basically Taijutsu God, as we saw against his fight against Pain. And I honestly don't think Itachi could face that. Now, in the manga, Itachi actually did say that if they faced off, that they would probably, quote-unquote, probably kill each other in a fight. And Kisame actually admitted that he was no chance for Jiraiya, because basically his group, the 7 Ninja Swordsmen, and even Itachi is being from a Uchiha clan, he said that both those titles absolutely pales in comparison to being one of the legendary Sannin. And with that being said, I do think that Jiraiya would beat either one of these ninja at this point in time. Now, if Itachi does have the Yata Mirror and he does have the Totsuka Blade, I do think that he would most likely beat Jiraiya 6 to 7 times out of 10, because those 2 weapons are the most overpowered and hacked weapon in the verse. And with those 2 weapons, it would be absolutely ridiculous for Jiraiya to even think about countering either one of them. But since the Yata Mirror isn't an omnidirectional defense, and since he has to actually get hit with the Totsuka Blade, it would all come down again to Sage Mode. If Jiraiya actually has time to enter Sage Mode in battle, and he uses his 3 summonings against these versions of Itachi, then he could actually beat him, because the Yata Mirror is 1, it's not omnidirectional, and he could actually break through the Susanoo. Now, with that being said, I do think that Jiraiya would beat either one of these shinobi most of the time, at least 6 to 7 times out of 10, and if he's facing both of them, I could say it could go either way, 5 out of 5. And thanks for watching my video. That's going to be all for today. Goodbye.